Ain't be a metro. Me point 5 minutes crap on my.
This is Jafric Radio.
Hello. I'm patching my main front back. Why? My main front back is here. But yo.
Hello, excuse me. Can you come?
Hello.
Hello, hi. How are you?
I'm good.
You look so pretty.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ghana.
What's your name?
Mabna.
Mabna. What's your crew?
I'm Krum.
Oh, what's me kaki? Oh, and I say, tight one for. Nah, the show was touching Yamana. Charlie, down our soul.
Me patcho didn't know friend. Cause I'm now me baby call. Mr. will be training.
What's Jafric Radio?
Jafric Radio. Yeah, Jafric Radio. And they all talking. Oh yeah, mate pa.
Only problem. Me sure when you Yamabia, wait my radio, Ejuma.
Hey, Cratchy, Osa Shebri Munswana.
Oh, I no problem. Jafric Radio and Mia Media.
Oh, sir.
Mia Media and you no problem.
Would dear.
Oh, Mia Media. Namia me say no. Me cast win Mia Media say you make us a garage. What?
Oh, okay. Okay.
Okay, Jeffrey, so you are doing it. It's all bit to me a radio, Juma. Meet me. She said, bet to me the number, Mamma.
Me number. Hey. Now, okay.
But excuse me. Hello? Hello? Yeah, watch it. What's up? And Yamana be do. Oh, okay. Cars near saying S6. Okay. Range no they fetch me what fast and why? You were car be proud ham be selling farm bread media no dimachino. Cars they own say and said and you Salonia a consignment to be to the archie. Right. I'm afraid. Send your tea and name in German, so what?
It's me beside. What's it cow here? What you
oh, cow will cry, cat get to cry. I am the weekends number cuisine.
I see. And they were hanging out so you
oh, wait now.
Oh, okay. Hey.
Auntie, you're wondering no ball.
Yes, so.
I'm what down now. Let's show. What is it?
Say, Ghana Subino. Oh, dear, Japan Kruma. Oh, I don't show me.
يلا اعطيتك مقطع ضحك.
That's happened again.
Will D. Charlie.
Yeah, boiled egg.
Really? Wow, is this chicken?
Yes, I can make one for you very cheap, affordable. Yes.
How much is it?
100 yen.
100 yen.
Yes.
Each
for one.
Oh my goodness! Is it boiled or
Yes,
raw? Boiled.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me 2. Give me discount and I will give you.
100 yen. That's how you sell it.
Only 100 yen.
Yes.
Wow, very cheap.
Yes.
Did
do
you?
you like pepper or it's okay?
Okay,
This is
just
hot
this
spice.
one.
Okay.
Yeah. Hi. Wow, thank you so much. Did you cook it?
Yeah.
Wow,
I
special,
did it
eh?
myself. Yes.
Wow.
This is very famous in Ghana.
In Ghana.
Yes.
So it's in Ghana.
Yes.
Wow.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. You want only one, eh?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, we have in the Philippines, balot?
Balot?
Yeah, with chicken inside.
Hey,
Yeah.
really?
Hiyoko, the chicken is like...
Oh, this one doesn't have chicken. Yes, only the yolk is inside. Okay. Thank you. See
Thank
you.
you. Thank you so much. Arigato.
I'll be the best to know. Who be you?
Osia ni meko.
I'll be the best of all.
Osia kukosi.
Who be you?
Osia mo. What?
I'll be the best to know. I say, who be you?
Osia wa ha
Osia.
Osia.
I'll be the best of all.
Oh, okay.
Na ba ko say.
Me pato 100 yen te.
100 yen.
Mm.
O de mamba ko. Na we na so we ku. 100 yen de say fu.
Hey, pato de so mam na me you homana. Hey, abranti. Because you are so dear need there. De papa.
Metro ni na ko ma ayi.
I'll be the best to know.
Me who are they our dress you. Oh, say have hey.
I'll be the best.
Sa bro che life ne de on. Ne no mja. Wa de
I say mo me.
o de mamba ko fan check me afa.
Business idiot. Say no na.
100 yen.
It's a-
We think
back
1
up
2 3 4 5 6. Oh, metro ni na.
Obeto ni nyina o. Hey, rade. Say nka me wi o.
We need problem.
Me wi crab.
Everybody na.
Hey, bra me dem das.
Mama mo nu ma to so. Eh, wa ma fe Ghana.
Yeah, me Yango pon sura papa bra.
Ma bna. Ma bna so nya nya ta do.
Nebu.
Eh, ma bna ni.
Hey, nebu ni. Only nyama me anu anu no no say. Me di me ina kosi ona me. E dey na e ko sese. Mama me ko kama.
Oh,
Mate.
oh, why are they?
Aka mi sika na.
Na, it's got no problem. No problem.
Me ni tia. Sede. E kama sada. Me den dia me ko sia ni se na me no no dia special. Ntin pato aka mi sika.
We down na so.
Hey, me dia hwe. Me njila me na sa fa ni
man.
Sa?
Dan am dai.
Pato ma mi sika na me kona afi na ma sha tinti no.
Oh, me tiaka.
Me twen pato ma me na me nko ana o beto ni na obenya to.
Na so we dey. We anya nse da anya yi. Okay. Wait mo na ma.
Pato who to ko sia na open mi phone number. E dia ere. O dia tia me ka o dia tia wi o tia na.
Na so me me nya ni pa.
Kama me. Na me nko ya ma de. O dia tia be ka number ho ase.
Who be you? I'll be the best of all.
Brady assemble. I'm a sia le. Le buka le za o ba le.
Who be you?
Brady.
Mama. Woni baby.
Me nim hwe pato dia asema.
We mo kuna no shi.
Me sada na me shi.
We no nse da anya problem. Ya so what ya say.
Pato fa mi sika ma me.
Yes.
Me pato abrante any time me penta ma ko ya ma de.
Me
Me fa me number ma o se ni ko sia to je. Mi wo momo. Mi yusu momo. Mi ko sia me fa momo ntia.
Ayo we na tese. We na no.
Who be you? This is Jafric Radio. The best to know. Who be you?
Me ko sia no abo egu. Fa mi sika ma me. Me se un penne tutu penne no a. Fa mi sika ma me. Fa mi sika ma me. Fa mi sika ma me. Enyo na so we sika be no jani nyina. Me ko wa so me reset to mind am o sia. Me se fa mi
Will
sika.
D Charlie.
Fa mi sika ma me. Fa mi sika. Catch it. Family sick out there. 20,000 years.
Who be you? I'll be the best you know. Who be you? I'll be the best of all. Who be you? I'll be the best you know. I say, who be you? I'll be the best of all. Mole. File. What's mole? Just
Happen again.
mole. File. What's mole? Who be you? I'll be the best you know. Who be you? I'll be the best of all. Who be you? I'll be the best you know. I say, who be you?
This is Jafric Radio.
I'll be the best of all.
This is Jafric Radio. Jafric Radio.
AGOOO. Yeah, mama kwaba. Eba jumedi so. Ai sanya de bia munim no. Ai me dinde. EMPRESS nana ya. Ubetimi nso afre me mami AGOOO. Na mejos. Sorry.
This is Jafric Radio.
Mo fan cheme kafra. I say camera ne Thomas, so all of a sudden this out of excitement. Yes. So me pamo cho mo ba so a mo share na film so on subscribe ya. Mes first say mo be subscribe amma yen. Subscribe. Me pese me hu viewers e wo so bebre ansa na djumedie no me de abremo. Ai mo share mo subscribe so mon share na microphone so embetie dwumedia ye de bremo no enne ye baba interview KONISHIKI ai emi say me ne na twetwe nkommodi dante no ye baba bo akere etiefo den ena onim efa sumo ho what is sumo den na onim fa ho ana say bia nso what KONISHIKI ho asem den na onim fa no ho. Yes, so this is AGOOO. And then you respond, Amen. Thank you for always supporting us. And I'm your host, EMPRESS Nanaya. You can also call me Mami AGOOO. Today's interview is about the life of KONISHIKI and the sumo wrestling. He's going to tell us a lot about sumo wrestling, probably what you didn't know or what you already know, and then what you didn't have any clarification on. He's going to explain things to us. Yes, and this program is proudly brought to you by Bayside Modeling Agency. So if you are good in acting or your children are good in acting, you can contact them on Facebook and get in touch with the CEO. He's going to register you and then they take it from there. AGOOO! Please share, kindly share. Kindly share. I want to see, like, let's say, double.
This is Jafric Radio.
Viewers I have right now. Share, subscribe. If you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel yet, kindly do that for me. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Yenjiska Yencharge is free. Go to YouTube, search for Jafric Radio, and then press the subscribe button and the bell for notification. Anytime we put down a program, you are going to get notified and then you can watch. Please subscribe. Ehia me pa. Mon subscribe mami. Ehia me pa. Na mon share. Mo amaba so live oh Facebook. Mon share mami sisi ya. Mon share mami sisi ya. Mon share mami sisi ya. Mon like it. This program is it's wonderful and then it's educational. I know you can't wait. I also can't wait. But I'm talking because I want to get more viewers. more viewers. Moon share na microphone brasso. Microphone brasso has a mikasa betting. So moon share mame, me pa mo chowa moon share mame. Moon share. Facebook Ghana diachi. Moon frefre Ghana for moon nyani omo. Konishiki bao. Yes. And then I want to ask, what do you know about sumo? What do you know about sumo wrestling? I say, I don't know whether to call it a sport or tradition here in Japan. One of the famous and also a legend in sumo, because I remember saying me didn't fly and it all out. I had so many comments that they really know him, and then he has great sense of humor, which I also realized during our interview. He has a beautiful wife. Come on, you can't wait to see this. Me myself, I can't wait. I want to keep watching and watching.
This is Jafric Radio.
I really had a great time with Konishiki. Please share. If you are watching us from YouTube, you can also copy the link and share. Please share for me, please. Hear me pa, mon share mami. AGOOO! Please share the link. And check I say Clement Isel. Clement Isel, say mami AGOOO. You look amazing. Thank you so much. And Sister Daisy, hey, Erade. Sister Daisy, Siminyane Ding. AGOOO. Miss Shamo Baswa, no one share. She said, one shaman crow for cran or shama in nipa bed 10. So 10. Into no me 5 be or so. Into be a shama in nipa 10. Yebeko enim. And yebe chunko. And no pay munankasa. Okay, see. Wajinigra. She say, I just want to. I quite say, a commodore no be dead, and never see one chaya. Or no, or invite to invite now. We minimum start here. Say, I quay or frame and comedy so on frame. So, Sana, I want to whet your appetite for you to get ready. See, I the miracle and to know. Mema, me producer, I try and atum. AGOOO! Monsan famo comment and bra, yabekaya mamo. Now, let's watch out for this.
Fox speed, roll it.
AGOOO! Welcome to the AGOOO show. Yes, greetings from Jafric Radio to all our listeners, and then those who watch us on Facebook and YouTube. You are welcome to this program. Yes, and not forgetting, I'm your host for today's program, Empress Nanaya. You can also call me Mami AGOOO. Anywhere you see me, and I'm going to respond. Yes, and then Baba She Mediasi. And Shiakasi, Erekoma, it's you for near your food now of Jafric Radio. Yes, I don't say. Some of us one, I'm saying, I'm seeing. And then Yabani it's really hot. I never have a show. When you want to power, and easy. Now, maybe I'm not just say, you can't wait to meet this person. He's an amazing person. Yes, and then we are going to have so much fun having a chat with him. He has so many things to tell you and I. So without wasting much time, before we go to him, I want to say that Bayside Modeling Agency, yes, and to know, and ne Mundia Kuna, Mufens you and Simo, Nanipana, meaning the Babette Chim Kumo, any parts, to say I miss me any parts. AGOOO! Okay, now we are here to interview Konishiki. That's how I know him to be called. So he's going to introduce himself to
Ago.
yes, AGOOO.
KONISHIKI desu. Hello, everybody.
And do you know the meaning of AGOOO?
Chin.
No, not at all. AGOOO is no, I think my producer told you that right. AGOOO is knocking on the door.
Oh.
Yes.
I just wanted you to explain for the people to know. Because
Okay, so
you might have some new listeners who don't understand.
Yeah,
Knock on the door, right?
Yeah, in Japanese it's ojamashimasu, something like that.
Ijamamamos.
And then we have a response to that.
What is it?
So when I'm coming from outside and you're inside, and I say AGOOO, and you have to respond ame.
Or ame. I don't say where you wanna go.
No, ame means.
You say when you say Ago, I say where you wanna go. No.
No, not at all. The person is coming to you.
Ame.
Yeah, so you say ame, meaning you're welcome. Like
Okay.
you're free to come in.
I learned two
Yeah.
words today.
Yes,
The
AGOOO
only
and
word I knew
ame.
in Africa is Atura Matata.
I see. So I'm going to say AGOOO, and you have to respond.
Okay, got it.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
All right, AGOOO.
Ame.
Hey! Wow, you did a good job. Wow.
In Japanese, ring.
Ame, yes, right. Okay, so now you spoken Chi. That's Chi language in
Oh.
Ghana.
Good to know. Good to know.
Yes, very popular language. We speak in Ghana, Chi.
Good to learn.
So AGOOO and ame. At least you know to.
Ago, Ame.
Yes.
Got it.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So you are going to introduce yourself to our viewers,
Okay.
your name, and then where you come from, where
Okay.
you were born, and then a little bit about your family, your parents.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
Okay. Hello, Ago.
Ame.
My real name is Saleva Atisanoe. I'm originally born and raised on Oahu in Hawaii, and people know me as Konishiki because it's my sumo name. It's Konishiki Yasukichi. That after retiring from sumo, I kept it to be my real Japanese name. So, as a Japanese citizen, my real name is Konishiki Yasukichi, which is my sumo name that I had. And my parents are both. I'm Samoan background. If you don't know, it's one of the Pacific Islands. It's about 5 hours from Hawaii. It's around the islands of Tahiti, New Zealand, Tonga, and those islands around there is one of the islands called Samoa. And Samoa is an island where my parents were born and raised. And my parents immigrated to Hawaii probably about 60-something years ago. Well, about 65, 66 years ago. My dad first immigrated to Hawaii. So that's where I am originally from.
Okay.
And that's who I originally am. And presently, that's the name I carry, Konishiki.
Okay.
Which how majority of the people who know me or read about me is probably only know my Konishiki name.
Okay. So, do you have siblings, like brothers and sisters?
I have a big family. I don't know about Uganda people.
We
but
do also have big families.
we have 10 kids in our family.
Wow.
5 boys, 5 girls, and I'm the youngest boy.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, so
Same. Japanese, we say onaji. I also have 10
Kids.
siblings. Yes.
what number are you from
I'm the
bottom?
8th.
Oh, I'm number 2 from the bottom. So,
Same here.
Younger.
Yeah, I'm also younger.
Oh, so-
2 from the bottom.
So
Yeah.
it's big families are fun, when you're growing up in situation at the house financially. No, we weren't really that financially, but everybody works so hard. Your parents,
Okay.
your dad worked so hard, and because you had older siblings, they
Yeah.
started working early
Yeah.
in their lives before
Yeah.
when we were going to school. So
Yeah.
they kind of help out.
Yeah.
But yeah, I come from a big family.
It's really
Half
fun.
of my brothers and sisters passed away. My parents both passed away. My dad just passed away 2 years ago.
Oh,
So it's been, well, how many of us left? There's 5 of us left.
Oh, okay.
So it's trying to hold on.
Yeah. And are they here in Japan or?
No, nobody's here.
Hawaii?
Everybody lives in Hawaii, and one of my older brothers lives in Alaska.
Okay. Wow. I'm planning on visiting Hawaii sometime to come.
Please go.
Yeah.
But it's very
I've
expensive
heard
right now.
it's a nice place. Expensive? I
If
see.
you're coming from Japan, because of the yen rate right now.
Yeah, I see. Okay, so you were living with your parents in Hawaii. When did you decide to come to Japan?
I came here 40 years ago, exactly.
40 years ago.
Yes, 1982, June 18th, I left Hawaii. June 19th, I arrived in Japan. So I've been here ever since.
Wow.
I was 18 when I left.
18. Why did you choose to come to Japan?
Well, I came to join Sumo, and I became a sumo wrestler at 18. But
So were you really practicing sumo in Hawaii before coming here?
had no experience, had no knowledge. I just took it because there was an opportunity, and I just took it. I was graduating from high school, so
Okay.
I
So
had a
how
chance
did
to
you
go to
know-
college.
How did you hear of sumo in Japan and then you decided to
We never
come to
know about sumo in Japan. Somebody asked me
Okay.
at the beach.
Okay.
I didn't go to school. In the morning, my parents thought I was going to school, but I was actually surfing.
Okay.
So a man who goes to Japan all the time, he's a professional wrestler who's
Okay.
very famous in Hawaii.
Okay.
He actually asked me and talked to me about you should be sumo.
Whoa.
So that's where it all started. So I had no knowledge.
Okay.
I
So-
haven't seen it before.
So where is this man? Where is the Japanese who met you? Where is he
He's
now?
not. He's not a Japanese.
He's not a
He's from
Japanese.
Hawaii.
Oh, okay.
He's in Hawaii.
Okay.
He's a very famous person, real big name
Wow.
in wrestling, world wrestling. So he came to Japan as a wrestler.
He
he's
must
an
be
old man.
proud of you now, like
Oh yeah,
before and now.
he actually knows Japan more because he actually, when Japan was real famous for wrestling, they had a guy who named Riki Dozan, which is the #1 wrestling guy. That's the era that old man wrestled. So
Okay.
he knew about sumo,
Okay.
and he the one that
Okay.
kind of gave me the idea what sumo was.
Okay. So at 18 years, you left Hawaii to Japan. And how was it like? Did you have a family? Did you know someone, friends, or
Here?
Yeah, in
Nobody.
Japan. Nobody.
But there's a foreigner who was already here who's a pioneer to all of us foreigners.
Okay.
His name is Takamiyama.
Okay.
He was the first foreigner to come and actually open up the doors for us.
Okay.
So he was the first to let me to help us, or even to help me first to get into. We was in the same sumo stable,
Okay.
same sumo school, eh?
Great.
So that's where I started. I came and, of course, we knew nobody, and then I just joined
Okay.
the sumo stable of Takasago
Wow.
Sumo School. There's about 40-something schools at the time.
Okay. So you coming to Japan for the first time, you couldn't speak Japanese.
No Japanese.
How was it like life coping in Japan at 18 years? You graduated from senior high school. You came here, college, right? You came here.
After high
You
school.
can't speak Japanese. Their food was
Yeah, yeah.
different. How was life like?
Well, at the beginning, the big difference between me and all the other foreigners like you that come to Japan,
Yeah.
it's not even Japan culture. It's
Yeah.
sumo culture.
Yeah.
It's
exactly.
completely different.
different.
Even the language that we speak in sumo world is completely different.
Whoa.
And you got to remember, when you come into sumo, it's more like soldier-like. Everything has real strict rules. Everything, from getting up to sleeping to eating to cleaning, everything. There's no such thing. And once you join, you cannot quit. The only way you can quit is you run away.
Okay. And
So-
is it easy running away? After
Well,
you
for me, it's hard because I had no money.
Okay.
And I was a foreigner. I didn't have my passport because they take it away from you. For the Japanese
Whoa.
kids, they can run away because they live in Japan. But when they run away, there's so much pride they cannot run away home because the parents will bring them back to sumo.
Okay.
Sumo is a very rare, unique. I don't call it sport. It's more like a culture. So the respect that you get in that culture is hardcore. You learn how to clean, you learn how to eat, you learn how to respect, and that's the greatest thing about this. It's super hard, but not too many people can survive in the sumo world.
Okay.
So I came into something that was completely different. It was more like my home, my household,
Okay.
because my mom and my dad were my bosses, and I had to listen to my elders. So everything is seniority. Anybody that joined before you in sumo, you have to take orders from them.
Okay. So how long Is it like a college, a university, or something?
Nope. It's like when you're a soccer player, you go and you join a club, right?
Oh, okay.
It's the same thing.
Okay. But I saw some previous images about the sumo wrestlers, how thin they were to becoming very big.
Well,
How is that one done?
not everybody is big, so everybody has the image of that, but people train to get big. The different thing about this sport, your body takes a lot of punnage. I mean, you hit yourself so much time all year round. If you play baseball or you're martial arts or you're a boxer or even wrestling, their tournaments are probably once every 3 months or 3 times 4 years. We have 6 major tournaments, 15 a day. So you have to understand your body have to be big and strong and have enough stamina to take these to hit, because the training is so rigid. Your body has to get used to getting bruised because you're hitting each other. There's no pads.
Yeah.
So people think you're just being big, but being honest with you, if 100 people join in sumo, even till today, more than half quit. They cannot handle sumo. So people just look at the outside, how big,
Yeah.
but they don't understand.
Yeah.
And sumo is actually a sport where not only they're big, especially professional sport here, it doesn't matter if you're big or small. If you make enough weight, you can be sumo. So if you watch sumo closely, not everybody's big.
Wow.
Everybody think it's big, but if you watch the top rank, half of them is like small.
Really? You
Yeah,
might
you-
you might see them to be small.
No,
but
you have to-
what we see from outside.
No, you have to watch sumo because you're only talking about one person.
Not really.
No, I know I'm the professional. I know exactly what I'm saying.
I see.
Go and watch. There's a guy actually smaller than Pop.
Really?
Of course, there's another guy smaller than him. See, you guys not
First
watching.
time-
So
I think it's our
you
image.
stereotype. You guys.
Yeah.
The whole thing
Yeah.
about sumo is you guys gotta understand. Go and watch it and understand it. Everybody,
Okay.
foreigners, all the foreigners have stereotype. They think it's only for big people.
Yeah, actually, that's what.
And the reason why is that you guys gotta understand sumo culture is a mixture of mixed martial arts.
Okay.
Which what you guys see to MMA, what we call mixed martial arts today. Sumo actually is karate, judo, aikido, all mixed together,
Yeah.
and wrestling.
Yeah.
So that's why us big guys have a harder time, because the smaller guys, there's 84 different techniques in sumo, or holds or throws. The big guy cannot really actually, probably, I only can use probably less than 10 because of my body weight. The smaller guys take advantage of that. The hand twists, the hand kicks,
Yeah.
the strips and everything. So you guys have to just study. The stereotype is they think it's all big.
Yeah.
That's why I watch all the thing on YouTube, all the foreigners, they make it look bad,
Yeah.
which is no good because
Yeah. So because we heard something like when they come, or when they are in the club, they make sure they eat so many food.
you have
so that
to
they
need the
can-
weight. You need the weight.
You can gain weight, so you have to eat a lot. Is that true?
You have to. Like I said, your body trains all year round. There's no days off. Sumo is 365 days of your life,
Wow.
and until you're retired. I did it for 16 years. There's no one day off. When you become a sumo, you're a sumo wrestler, period. When you walk the street, you represent sumo, and you do something stupid, no matter how good you are, if you're Michael Jordan, they don't give a shit who you are. They will kick you out, and it's been proven.
Yeah.
So that's the difference about, because they don't treat the sport, it's a culture. We represent something more than what you guys think it is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then eating and everything you guys look at, some kids can't even get big. If you look at some of the top wrestlers, they're not even that big.
Yeah.
One of the most famous, Chiyono Fuji, is not that big. He's muscular, but compared to us, he's like less than half of our weight. So the more you study about the real thing about sumo, the more you're going to understand. Right now, everybody's just stereotyping.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
just see, but you don't see.
Yeah.
You know?
We see what we want to see.
Exactly.
I think that's it. Yeah. Okay, so in the course of study, when was your very first match?
A month later,
Yeah, a month later.
yes, you come and you join right away.
How was the feeling like?
Scary, shy, nervous, and very unprepared. Because everybody does the same thing.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm 18. I joined sumo at 18, but the majority of Japanese boys, they join at 15. because they graduate from junior high school, which is mandatory in Japan, and then they join sumo. So they're smaller, weaker, but I'm 18, so the only thing I have is strength, but they have more sumo probably experience. Yes.
Yeah.
So that's where you get nervous, because you would feel so bad if I lost at the beginning, because I'm wrestling guys who's smaller, younger.
Yeah.
So
but they have experience than you do, so.
Yeah, and that's the scary thing about it. No, you're working with your emotions, and your heart is just beating, because if your mind goes and you lose, and your mind, it takes away everything. And sumo is hard because there's about 800 guys in sumo when I joined, and there's only 60 people can make it.
Wow.
You know, when I say 60 people, only 60 people getting paid in sumo. People, only 60.
800 down to 60.
Only 60 people get paid.
Only 60.
Yes, so what you see on sumo, that's the only people that made it out of the 800.
Wow.
So if you think and listen to what I'm saying, you won't look at sumo the way you look at it.
Exactly.
Your mind was changed, because it's not an easy. It's
My
not easy.
perception is beginning to change now.
You gotta change, because it's different. Yeah.
So different. So your first match, how was it? Did you win?
I won. I never lost until my 24th match.
Wow.
So I came. What they do, they throw you in the ring right away. Like, I came in June 19th. The following day, I was in Nagoya. That's where my first tournament was. It was a summer in July, and then about 2 weeks later was my first official match. So what they do, all the new people join, and they wrestle to find. If you win all the 3 matches in the following tournament, you become officially a sumotori. And then officially you have the ranking that you come on. You become a real sumo wrestler.
Okay.
So it's less than a month. I was officially doing it.
Wow. Wow. I think you were a fast learner, and then you were determined to do what you actually
Not only
came
fast
in
learner,
for.
you had no choice.
Okay.
Get ready, the schedule is done. You come.
And it's like the military, as you said.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I think Nike should be responsible, because you cannot talk, you cannot talk back. Just do it.
Wow.
Period.
Okay, so did you have a tournament that your parents got a chance to come and see you?
I brought my parents to my first tournament as a high ranker.
Ooh.
That was in 1984.
How did they feel seeing their son, their youngest son?
I was still trying to find myself in, I didn't speak Japanese clearly yet. I'm still trying to blend into the culture, but I made to the top rank, and because I was up in a high rank, I could bring my parents for the first time to see my matches. This is Fukuoka in 1982, November, and I just felt good to make it, because I still hold a record for the fastest. Take an average person, young boy, to join sumo and to make it at least to the rank in maybe 5 years. That is fast, really fast.
And I heard you were the first foreigner.
As a champion.
Yeah.
Yes. So before that, it's 8 tournaments, which nobody ever break that record yet. Anybody. We start from the 0. And it's less than a year and a half that I became a top wrestler. There's 6 major tournaments a year. So it took me 8 tournaments to become the one of the 60 that getting paid. So that was my first tournament my parents saw me. Of course they would be happy, their parents, right? So
very proud.
and very lost, because they didn't understand what was going on.
I can imagine. And then your hair tie, like I always
chomange.
look at it, and then what was it called?
It's called chomange.
Chomange. Whoa.
And then what you see on TV when the guys got their hair nice and dressed up is called oicho.
Oicho.
So only the top rank gets to have that hairstyle.
Ah, really?
But on a regular basis, what we see us on every day is called chomange.
Oh, okay.
But you have to grow out your hair. Everybody has to.
But now I can see that they are all done.
Well, I'm retired. I've been retired 24 years now.
I think it should be a brand. Like, it's so nice.
It's a lot of work, because we have hairdressers that do it every day. Somebody always comes in. Professionals that do our hair every day.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you, as in the beginning of the interview, you mentioned your real name, but you got your name changed.
Yeah.
How come did your name change to Konishiki?
Well, it's like other It's like becoming a singer or something, or like wrestling, or you having a stage name. But in sumo, they have names that these schools, the sumo schools, stables that we call, have names that actually the history of that school has names. So my name is a very prestige name, and I'm very fortunate to have a name like Konishiki Yasukichi. It's actually the first grand champion, Yokozuna, that came out of Takasago Bay, which is my school. He was the number 16th grand champion of all of sumo. That's like hundreds of years ago. So he was the first to have the name Konishiki Yasukichi. So it's a ring name. The bosses would actually look at you and find a name that would match you or something. But I was very fortunate. From the very beginning, they gave me a name that I was surprised to actually learn about it later on, that it was a huge name.
Yeah. I think
It has names back in history. So I was number 6 Konishiki. I'm the number 6 person that was named of the Konishiki.
So we have
Yasukichi.
lots of Konishiki.
Yeah, because it comes from the school.
Okay.
It carries on.
Okay.
Yeah, so every big stable, what we call sumo bears, have names that historically comes from that stable.
Okay.
So you
So
can,
we have Konishiki after you. Do we?
not yet. Nobody has.
Not yet.
Nobody
Okay.
has been named that yet
Okay.
for a while.
Okay. Wow. This is like.
You're learning something.
Yeah, I'm really learning. It's AGOOO.
Ago. Oh, that's right. It's Ago.
Okay, you did well. Okay, wow. I'm really learning. Seriously. I thought.
I'm gonna change your mind, and you're gonna watch sumo more than. I've changed every single person that interviewed me about sumo. If you don't know nothing about sumo, you're not gonna go home
I
with
think
a
I
different
knew
mind.
nothing about sumo.
You don't
Hearing
know
this.
nothing about sumo.
I knew nothing about sumo.
And you're
Wow.
learning fast because you're getting great knowledge from somebody that did sumo. That's why,
From a legend.
and
A
which
great
is good.
person.
I love to have. I enjoy these interviews because you hear it straight from me.
And then we hear of Yokozuna,
Yokozuna is the grand champion, the top.
the top. Okay. So
There's only 72, 73 now, ever in sumo. But back in sumo history, Ozeki was the highest rank.
okay.
Ozeki, which is the champion. They created Yokozuna later on. But ever since they created Yokozuna, they only have up to 73 now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is, it's hard to think about because look at boxing or all the other sports. You have hundreds and hundreds of champions.
Yeah.
Not in sumo, only 73.
Okay, so we'll come back to the sumo wrestling. Now I want to dive into your family life. Are you married?
I'm
You have
married. I have a
kids?
beautiful wife. I have 2 beautiful hairy dogs that I call my sons.
I see.
Presently, we have a 7-month-old Fala and 8-year-old. His daddy is Pani, which is golden retrievers. And actually, it's the 4th generation and the 5th generation of golden retrievers that I've raised since my sumo career.
Wow.
I have a picture of my first one.
Okay.
This is the first one.
Great.
That's Maru.
Oh. How old?
This was a baby. This is
how old
20
now?
something years ago.
Ooh.
He's dead already. No,
Yeah.
5th generation. This is
Fifth
number
gen-
1.
Oh my God.
This is, everybody has the same DNA.
I see.
So this is number 1. And number 2, number 3 is that one, Ulu. And then 4 and 5 is upstairs.
Oh. Wow.
All same bloodline.
Wow. Wow. And I
Konishiki bloodline.
Exactly. I saw your wife images and she's so cute.
She's beautiful.
So beautiful.
Oh, beautiful.
So beautiful. I saw her with you in pictures like wow. She's
Yeah,
so
we're,
cute.
I'm very fortunate. I have a beautiful wife who's very talented.
Understanding.
She sings, she dances, she runs the office, and
I think she should have to come and say hello to my viewers. after
okay, later
the
on we tell them.
interview is done.
Later on she come on.
Yeah. Okay, so we see so many things in the sumo wrestling, and then I don't know the meanings and stuff. I see you've been doing something like this and then putting powders in your hands. Can you really explain, like elaborate
Well,
us?
The reason why you see people, they're actually hitting their belts because there's salt. It's not powder, it's salt.
Salt.
Salt is to purify the rings, purification. And you have to you have to understand Japanese culture. Salt plays a big part in Japanese culture. So like if you went to someone's funeral, they give you an envelope, there's salt in there. So before you enter your house, you put the salt on you to make bad spirits disappear before you walk into your house.
I don't know.
And then that's Japanese culture. And the reason, if you look at sumo, the salt is to purify the ring. And then if you go to all the sumo stables, they always
This is Jafric Radio.
matches. They always have salt to protect and to bless and to prevent injuries. So salt plays a big part in this. And what you see is not powder; it's actually salt.
It's salt.
Yes.
So it's actually salt.
Yeah, and then the reason why everybody has this image because the salt gets into our fingers, and because some people are like for me, I have broken fingers from sumo, so we kind of tape up our fingers and then we try to get the salt out of our hands, or else we get salt in people's eyes and stuff.
Wow.
So yeah,
I'm learning.
learning.
I'm really happy. So can you explain how the match is like? How you win and how you lose?
Well, sumo is very simple.
Okay.
The object of the game is to push your man or your opponent outside of the ring.
Outside of the ring.
It's a 5.5 meter diameter circle.
Yeah.
You either push them out or you push them down into the ring.
Okay.
So everything but the bottom of your feet touches the ground, you lose the match. So if you guys are trying to throw each other down and you guys are bending over, if your chomange touches down, you lose. And there's rules where you cannot poke the eye, you cannot punch, you cannot grab the hair. It's all against the rules. Once you do that, you lose automatically. And the other stuff you can't do is when your belt, the bawashi, gets loose and you can see your private part, you lose your match.
Has that ever happened to you?
No.
Oh,
Very rare.
Yeah,
Very
because
rare.
I've never seen something like that.
No, yeah, because it's very rare. I think from what I know, the 40 years, only one time I see that happen. But very rare. It's hard to happen.
Yeah.
Because it's actually put on so tight that it's very rare.
Okay, so I also heard something about sumo wrestlers that they really have big feet that you can't get like shoes or something to buy at the stores.
I have big feet. Not everybody got.
Not everybody. So how do you manage that?
It's been easier now compared to before. Especially when I was in sumo, I didn't need shoes because we weren't allowed to wear shoes anyway.
Ah, really?
We were wearing what we call seta. It's like slippers. It's either wearing seta or wearing geta, where you have like it's a wooden slipper. And then us as a high ranker, we wear what we call seta. It's slide. We have to slide in our toes and walk. It actually helps us with leg balance, the feet balance.
Is it like the kimono
So
slippers?
it's the same thing, but for men.
Yeah.
So shoes wise, we were never really allowed to wear American anything American or westernized. We're always wearing when we went out during the summers. Our wear was yukata. When it got cold, it was kimono. Also, when we went out what we call jinbe. It's like a suit where I think some African where you guys have the top and like a pants to it.
Yeah.
Well, it's something like that. We call it jinbe. And so, usually we're not allowed to wear like typical Western clothes when we're active sumo. So that was our dress code.
Wow.
Yeah, wherever we went, we weren't allowed to go out in Roppongi anywhere with Western clothes.
Yeah, because I was about to ask, we don't really see these sumo wrestlers outside just anywhere.
Yeah,
you can't take a train and then you see one sumo wrestler.
Well, it's depending when your timing is right, because once like in the next upcoming tournament, which is September, you're gonna see like if you're catching a train in the Ogoku area or Kinishi or this area, you're gonna see a lot of guys because they have to go to the tournaments. So and then other than that, they have to move. So every other tournament is in Tokyo, but everything else is outside. So like in March they go to Osaka, so they're gone for like a month and a half. They come back.
They go by train?
Yeah, of course. It's bullet train. Kashikiri, they have reserve just for the sumo guys to go. And then they come back Tokyo in May, and then they go back on Nagoya same routine, a month and a half. Half of them, or maybe 1/3 of all the sumo wrestlers, go on sumo tour.
Okay.
So a lot of them are back in the summer in their stables, but 1/3, maybe about 150, 200. Maybe
This
close
is
to-
Jafric
when I
Radio.
was in sumo, our tour was 350 people. Had 9 buses, and like 6 hours every day. It was crucial, and you couldn't do nothing because we get in the morning, jump on the bus at 3 o'clock, boom, on the road, get to the hotel 9 o'clock, shower, eat. Next thing in the morning, 6:30 in the bus, back on the same routine.
Do you really have a life?
No life. Sumo is the life. That's what I said when you join.
Everything is sumo.
Well, you
Like,
have to be committed because that's what it's the difference. Like military, like I said, once you join, you cannot quit.
unless you retire.
You completely retire, you get hurt, you get sick, but then, you know.
Wow.
So it's a very you have to be mentally strong, you have to be physically strong, and you gotta be very, very crazy to last.
Was there a time that you wanted to quit, give up, or leave or something?
Well, yeah, many times, and it's not because I couldn't handle it. So it's because I lost people in my household. You lost like my nieces, and I lost my grandfather and grandmother, and I never had an opportunity to go to any of my funerals, anybody's funerals. In fact, you know, when my mom passed away, I was already retired, but I already was in Japan. I was in Japan, so by the time I got to the hospital, it was her last hours, you know. So that's the sacrifice that I have to take when you're doing sumo, or anybody has. So that's the hard thing about, you know, this sport, and that's why people have to understand the commitment that you put into this sport. It's everything or nothing.
Yeah.
And if you don't put everything in nothing, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah.
Because everybody wants to be part of the number 60.
Yeah.
So that's how hard it is.
Wow.
You know, it's not even a joke. Guys that live in that life, there's guys that been there almost 20 years but never had an opportunity to even get to the number, to that 60 group. 90% of them don't make it. You got to think about it now. So 10% of us that make it, even the 10% of us that make it, that 100% of 60 people who make it, they really have a good life after. Maybe less than half of the maybe 30-40% is the one that really make it after sumo.
Okay.
And I was one of the fortunate ones to do what I do after retirement. Not everybody
Not
can.
everybody. I can feel it comes with so many mental stress, and then
It's a lot of you have to be mentally strong.
strong.
You have to be mentally strong.
Yeah.
So for us as foreigners, we actually try to abide or try to relate as much as we can to the culture.
Yeah.
If you've been living here 70 years, you know the different cultures,
Yeah.
and there's stuff that we don't. We try to understand.
But we are strong. Foreigners are really strong.
Yeah, so that's why I'm saying, if you come with an open-minded, and sumo, because it's so different and so the commitment that you have to put into that, the culture of sumo, is 100%, or you get killed. You kill yourself. Meaning, your morale, your heart, your soul, just gets weak, you know. And then and majority of them don't make it, and that's the reality of everything, you know.
Wow. AGOOO.
I mean,
We are really learning today, and then you can also watch us from Facebook, Jafric Radio. You can like our pages so that anytime we put down a video, you can be the first to watch. And then we're also on YouTube, Jafric Radio, yes, and Instagram, Twitter, everywhere you go, we are there. Kindly follow us and then enjoy this wonderful conversation I'm having with the legend KONISHIKI. He's teaching us something we didn't know about sumo wrestling. I have really learned a lot, and I'm still learning. Okay. All right. So, when you want to go into sumo, what are the things they look out for before you're chosen to be a wrestler?
So in sumo, officially to be a sumo wrestler, I don't think they kind of change it now, but before you had to be 173 centimeters, at least till when you're 18, and you have to be actually at least 15 years or older. And then the older you can be is 21 or 20. So that's why you have guys that come in older because they're college champions.
Okay.
So if you have a title in the sumo ranks in college divisions or universities, you can join sumo, but not from the bottom. They put you on the 4th level to start from the 4th level. So you physically have to be healthy for a big boy. No matter how big you take a physical. If you're not physically strong, you won't be accepted to sumo. So your weight, your height, and your physical has to pass to become a sumo wrestler. So that's where you all start.
Okay.
And then there's like right now there's 40 something sumo stables that they actually come and try to scout young men to be sumotori.
I think I don't know whether blacks are welcome. I've never seen.
Yeah, you had a black
sumo
Sentoryu.
wrestler.
There's a kid named Sentoryu who was half Japanese, half black. He was from St. Louis originally, and he made it to the top. And his sumo name was Sentoryu because he was from St. Louis, USA. He did really well. If you after you can do research, you're gonna pop up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Great.
In fact, there's 2. One just joined, but he just left. He was from Texas, I think. He was at Musashigawa. Ichiro was his name.
Okay.
Yeah, he did it for 2 years maybe.
I can still see the sumo, like looking at what I have seen or what I've been watching earlier on. Looking at you now, I just see that the image of a sumo wrestler right in front of me. Even though there are a lot of changes, but I still see you to be that strong sumo konishiki. Yes. Okay, and then you see when we come to wrestling, after winning a tournament, they give out a belt. I don't know.
No,
if
it's
sumo,
not a belt. It's like trophies.
Yeah, a trophy,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that. How about sumo wrestling? How is it like?
So it's okay. So for the top rankers, which is the top 60, you gotta remember there's 7 levels of sumo. From the bottom, there's 1, which is Jonoguchi. Then the next level 2 is Jonidang, and then Sandame is 3rd level. And Makusta is 4th level. So from Makusta on down, is still guys that this is the hundreds of guys that trying to get into the 60. So Judo, it's like high rank, but they're the lower rank of the 2 high ranks. And then you have Makunuchi, where you have your champion, your grand champion. So that's your top 60. So the thing is, from Judo, the top 2 levels of sumo are the only 2 groups of people, a group of sumotori, that actually wrestles 15 times a tournament. The tournament is 15 days. So the majority of your wins will actually put you in a higher position the next tournament, or the more you lose, you go lower. So in same with the 4th, up to the 4th level, they wrestle 7 times out of the 15 days. So every tournament is 15 days. It's long.
Wow.
And so the idea is to win as much as you can. The more you win, if you win like 40, 50, you already win the tournament. So when you win the top Makunuchi division, I think the prize is about $100,000, and then you have like a year's supply of meat, a year's supply of this and that. They give so much awards and stuff. So that's the top. That's the top division, and then the next division is probably, I think it's like maybe 50 grand or something like that if you win the tournament, which is 1 out of the 30 can win the tournament. So, but the bottom, they have all the same thing.
So when you keep losing, what about that? You get kicked out or something?
See, that's another thing. Once the first top 2 levels, the Makunuchi and the Judo level, if you lose too much, you lose your rank. Like this division, they're getting paid probably Hakugojima, maybe $15,000 to $20,000. The top of the division is probably 20 grand on up, depending on the rank. But when you're on this $15,000 to $20 bracket a month, if you lose a tournament, you lose everything. You only get paid $400 a month after that.
Yeah.
So 4th level, up to 4th level, average is probably $400 a month. You're in my end. See? So that's why people don't understand. You can look at some, oh, big and all that. These guys are suffering because they lose everything. So that's why it's funny thing, people laugh because, and I always explain, sumo is the only guys that work so damn hard, they're not allowed to have bank loans because they're not guaranteed
Yeah.
So because every tournament is lose and
Yeah,
win.
lose and win.
The calculating of every
yeah.
tournament will actually tell you what you're gonna get next tournament. So it's a lot of pressure, especially once you get married. Some of these guys, they get married and they lose their rank. Actually, their wives are the one actually supporting them. It's hard work.
But I'm so glad that your wife was so supportive. At what point in time?
I met
did
my
you-
wife after I retired. So
After you retired?
yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay. I see. Wow.
Which is like, I'm glad we did.
Okay. So I think, okay, it really helped you too.
Mm.
So I can see this book here, and then I want us to go through if you have a little story about it to tell us.
Well, this is the book that I created to my retirement.
See, this is so cute.
It's 1998. A year after I retired, I had my ceremony, May 30th. And this is a photo that was made famous by a very famous photographer. But the word says in Samoan, I'm Samoan, so the word says "Fafetai," means just thank you in Samoan. So we have photos of just, me.
Looking at you, you look
Being
so
a
This is
handsome.
Jafric
In
Radio.
those times you were younger, super handsome. I'm not surprised why your wife fell
So
for
this
for
is
you.
when I was a very young boy. I was like maybe
Oh,
10 years old, maybe.
okay.
This is high school, right before I came to Sumo. And this is my high school football picture. And this is where I was a dancer. I was the leader of my dance group.
Okay.
Not
So
a-
you already had the stature for sumo wrestling.
well, I was
think
big.
that's why the
I was-
man saw you
Yes,
and then
exactly.
Yeah.
He saw me at the beach and he knew me because I was a football player
Mm.
and stuff. So this is probably my last tour, Australia, Sydney, Australia, 1996. This is Musashi Maru. You can see him, right? See, he had to hide him because he was ugly. He has to go under the water. And then this is my
Is
first.
this your marriage photo?
Yeah, my first marriage.
Oh, okay.
This is my second one.
Oh, okay.
And then we have people like Michael Jackson and Michael Jordan. Because
Wow.
because of Sumo, I've met everybody. Janet
But
Jackson,
so many
the
people.
Rolling Stones, Eric Clapton, Madonna. Just photos of me during my career. And I always used to be Santa Claus when it comes to Christmas. Just stuff. Me,
You
ballerina
play
and
golf?
Stevie Wonder and golfer and just clowning around. So this book was actually made for my retirement.
Oh.
And this is one of the words I love. Always forward. Forward
only.
We'll never look back.
I love that too.
You got to. In Japanese it says "Mai ni susumu no mi." Only look forward. So, and this is a good page because you see the beginning of my career. You notice
Wow.
when I first joined on this.
The soul thing. Wow.
So this is when I just joined. Went to sumo school, lost my knee. My first trip to New York. This is when I became a champion. This is the photo that my parents first came to Japan. Book that I actually created, and my retirement was so well known. We had 12,000 people come to my retirement. It's the first time they had scalpers trying to sell tickets, and that day was the first time they ever did something really unusual. They had Nitere, Japan's TV station. They were filming out. They had a live program filming my retirement at the arena, and then at night I had a VIP party of over 2,000 people that came to my VIP party, and that was actually live on TV too, Fuji TV. So I'm very grateful that the way I left sumo, kind of left with a big bang. The only thing I regret, I wish my mom was strong enough to come to my retirement. She wasn't strong, so my family all came and actually be part of the ceremony.
At least. Yeah. Okay, so is there any wrong perception you've heard or know outside about sumo wrestling that you want to correct?
No, it's hard because you have to get this information. There's a lot of stuff, it's stereotype that people still look at. But there's enough information out there.
This is Jafric
for
Radio.
people to actually check it out. You know, like this interview would help a lot of people to kind of, get their mind straight. But the only place that you can find real sumo, professional sumo, is in Japan.
Baby, I shit. See, can I lock it? Baby, I block it. So, yeah, my abemumo, yeah, then I befa. Befa, oh, befa. Yeah, then I befa. Befa. Chroma, shit.
Jafric Radio.
See, can I lock it?
AGOOO! How did you see the interview? It went well, right? The conversation was really interesting. And then I got so many questions here for Konishiki. But the unfortunate part is it was pre-recorded, so your questions couldn't be answered. But trust me, I'm going to send all your questions to him, and then he's going to answer them, and I'll bring them back to you on our next program. Yes, this is a to be continued program. We had a lot of conversation that he explained so many things. So we are very sorry to end the program now. It was really nice. So please check out for part two next time. Okay. Thank you all for joining in today. We had Clement Isel on, and then Sita Daisy. Thank you to all of you. Daniel Yamuha, Oboy Stivo, Akosia Bekipa and Kitwa. There we say thank you to you. Achia Kojo Michael, regards to you. Yes, he passed the comment. He was like, Nanaya, I'm here listening to you. You're doing great job. Kudos. Thank you so much. Drusilla Foko was watching. I said thank you to you all. Kakradino, Bright Karate. Thank you.
This is Jafric Radio.
Thank you. Apia Cornelius, Naomi Zotor. I want to say big thank you to you all. So watch out for part 2 next 2 weeks, right? Okay. On the 3rd of September. Yes, there is part 2 coming on. And that one too is very massive. We had lots of conversation that you would love to hear. He's an entrepreneur also. And because of his fame, he used that as an opportunity to get the business he has now. So you can't afford to miss it. It was a great convo we had. Thank you so much. And this brings us to the end of the program. This program was sponsored by
This is Jafric Radio.
And also, if you want to sponsor my program, you can kindly send my boss a message on Facebook or Instagram. It's Jafric Radio. We need sponsors. We need sponsorship. Please, let's talk and let's know what to do. And if you haven't subscribed to our YouTube channel, I'm begging that you should do that for us. Yes, we will really appreciate it. We are on Facebook. You can also like our page. We are on Instagram, Twitter, everywhere. We are even on TikTok. Yes. So please don't forget to subscribe, follow, like, and share any program we bring to you. AGOOO! Self faculty, thank you for joining. Hokulani, aloha. Thank you.
This is
so
Jafric
much.
Radio.
Thank you so much. So we say bye-bye for today. See you next time.
John, yes, you are when you bed is hard, yeah. Charlie, no be lie, yeah. Shake the beer, yeah.
Let your body talk, talk. Make your body talk, talk.
You sexy by the way you think, my lover. Sweetest thing ever since your love from Ghana. I wanna raise my kids with you as their mama. Make me believe you, girl, my Yankasa.
African girl, show them. Show them. Ghanaian girl, show them. Show them. Cameroonian girl, show them. Show them. Jamaican girl, show them. Show them.
Move it round, 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 round. Make me believe like a rumor. Spread it round, 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 round. Make I believe like a rumor.
Move it round, round.
Make me believe like a rumor.
Spread it round, round.
Let your body talk, talk. Make your body talk, talk. New African girl talk, talk.
This is Jafric Radio.
Bad girl talk.
Your skin so smooth, like lotion. Baby, come and wind that thing. She got a big bum bum, bigger than the ocean. Are you gonna give me that thing? Yeah. I want to be with you for life. Oh, let me take you on a ride, yeah. I give you what you want, oh, ciao bella. African girl, show them. Show them. Ghanaian girl, show them. Show them. Cameroonian girl, show them. Show them. Jamaican girl, show them. Show them.
Move it round, 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 round. Make me believe like a rumor.